Hello. Last night I sat down with a new client of Ignite. We were talking about their food and something that they said was, I eat quite well, but my problem is when I get home from work, I sit on the couch and I eat and I drink and I eat and I drink, and that just goes on. And they're not even bad foods, but I can't stop it. So this is a video. It's an issue that I've worked with and seen a lot with food diaries, and also working with clients one-on-one, is that sort of compulsive after dinner. I've mentioned in the post, gravitational pull of the pantry and the fridge and going back and always wanting something else, even though intellectually you know that you're not actually hungry and that you've eaten enough, but there's just that pull to just have one more thing. So I wanted to bring up 5 points and 5 strategies and 5 insights as to what might be at play there and what you can do about it. So the first one is to make sure that you're leaving work at work. So oftentimes we're eating and snacking after dinner as a sort of a comfort for ourselves when we've got unresolved stress and anxiety from our day at work. So to minimize that anxiety that you're taking home, there's a concept called the third space, which is a method of transitioning and leaving and compartmentalizing your life so that you're re-entering the new space, so your personal life in the evening, and not taking anything from your day with you. So the process is to reflect on the day that you've had. So when you finish work, to look at the things that were good, look at the things that were stressful and bad, to acknowledge them and to sort of say, okay, I'll see you tomorrow, I'll hit you then. And then the next step is to relax. So to do something that you find enjoyable. So it might be listening to some music on your commute or something like that. And the final one is to reset. So just before you re-enter the next phase of your day, so before you walk in the front door, how do I want to walk home? How do I want to walk through that door? Calm, relaxed, and in a balanced and rested state. So that would be the number one strategy, to minimize the amount of stress you're taking home with you. That will have a knock-on effect to making you less likely to be going to food for comfort later in the day. Second step, really important one, second strategy, is to eat your dinner mindfully. So if we're eating dinner in front of the telly or in front of the smartphone, just surfing the net, and we're just sort of hoovering our food down mindlessly and not really focusing on it, we're actually not really getting any pleasure from that eating experience, which is one of the real good parts of humanity, is enjoying the food that we're eating. So often if you don't have that pleasurable experience at dinner, you're more likely to go looking for it later in the evening because you simply haven't had that. So my advice is, for step 2, to switch off the phone, switch off the TV, to sit around with whatever company you have, and to really savor and enjoy your evening meal. So the smells, the way it tastes, the way it looks, and the company that you're having it with. So the third one, and this one's getting probably a little bit deeper, the third strategy is to actually look at what your evening snacking is giving you. So there's a book called Nourishing Wisdom, and in that the author Mark David talks about food as being something that nourishes us. And he talks about it from the obvious point of view of it physically nourishing our bodies, giving us all the nutrients we need. But he also talks about occasions where we use food to nourish us emotionally. So I think a lot of the time, the afternoon or the evening snack, what's actually happening, we're using that to nourish us emotionally, because we might have had a bad day or had a fight, or we might be stressed about something. So the third step is to explore why you're snacking, what it's giving you, and to explore some alternative ways of giving yourself that without going to the sweets and the sugar. So just some suggestions, and one of them might resonate with you and you might jump out at you to give a go. I've been journaling lately as one of my sort of shutdown sort of rituals, listening to music, reading a book, having a massage or a bath or a shower, playing some musical instruments, drawing, writing, whatever it might be. Meditating. There's a lot of different options that you can explore to try and give yourself that nourishment and that rejuvenation that you might be getting, from your snacking. The fourth one's really simple. Probably 99% of us have a habit that is tied to being finished eating for the day, and that habit's brushing your teeth. So really simple one to implement. Once you've had your dinner, you brush your teeth. It's a way of telling yourself that you're done eating for the day. The final one, and this is one that I use as well in conjunction with some other sort of shutdown rituals, is to have a cup of herbal tea or a hot drink. Just make sure it's not caffeinated, but warms you up, very relaxing. I use one called Sleep Tight from Teat 2, which contains some calming ingredients that are that actually help you sleep as well. But I find that that's something that I look forward to, and that sort of complements the rest of the evening shutdown ritual. So there it is, 5 simple strategies to get on top of that post-dinner compulsive snacking habit.